Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to take the topic on uh, game AI, and the topic is board games. We all know board games, we have played board games in physical, but when it comes to the form of game AI and how we play in the system is more important. So in this picture itself, we can see lots of board games which I have mentioned so that you can able to make it a little bit more clear about what is board games. So when we have a recap of what is board game, we can find out uh, how the board games are used. Okay, let's go in deeper. But before that, let's have a recap of what happens when we zoom out a 3D game. When we zoom it out, what will happen? What type of algorithm is used to zoom out and zoom in the game? Okay, now we'll have an overview of what we are and all going to study. We are going to study of how the board games has been designed, what all the types of board games and what comes the board games is more important, and where it is used and what types of optimization is used for the board games. And we also use the design approach of how the board games is being utilized by each and every persons and collaborating, and also we are going to identify lots of games in what way it is used and the process used in this board games. We all know that we need the conceptualizations, research planning, prototyping and designing, and we have to see even the level of designs, art, and finally we have to polish the games. So whatever it is, even this is followed by the board games. So when we have the board games, we have lots of board games in this. For example, if you take a chess, one of the board game, how this chess game is utilized and what are the things needed to form to utilize it in the system. Okay, for that we will use few techniques, and also we'll be using the geometric complexity of 3D models as they move. Okay, so if we consider the chess as the board game, so what all the characters used in this chess and what all the each character has each things, so everything will be used in the form of a complex form, and will be generated and start playing for that. So the goal is we should use both the visual quality and also the rendering speed. So if we take the snake and ladder board game, so that is totally different, which is in the form of speedness, but whereas in the form of a chess, it is a different thing. So we have to choose every goals and balance and also the visual quality for rendering the speed of each and every board games. Okay, and also we should determine the first path, from where it starts, how it starts, all those things also should be determined in the form of a board game. Okay, so and also we should find the sorting forms, whether it comes from the front to back or the back to front. Okay, if you take the snake and ladder game, it starts from down to top. So in that way we have to render all those data, and then only we have to start the board game. So when we comes in the form of an approach by the sorting and also the level of detail, it is more important for the board of games. Okay, so first we have to understand each and every person who likes to play. For example, the chess is played by all the different types of ages, from the small kids to the adults. So in that way we can have to create. Suppose the chess can be created in a colorful way for the kids, whereas it should be more professional in the form of an adult. So in that way those board games should be sorted out, and those techniques, more techniques should be used, and popping textures, visual inconsistency, everything should be used to empathize it, and then only we will define the core problem, and then we will render it, and finally the board game is sorted out. So those ideas will be then used as the models, and we will introduce the dynamic batching to reduce the draw calls, and then the prototype, what all the prototypes is used, what all the engines is used, where we will be using it, all those things will be done automatically, and even the camera distance is also more important for the board game. And finally, we'll go for the testing. Where we'll be testing is in the rendering engine. The engine like Blender, Unity, will be using it. So this is the form of an activity for the board of games. So when we take a case study, so I have just used the racing game. Even there is a board game with a racing place. Okay, so the distance is more important to render it for the each and every blocks. So if there is a 100 blocks together in the board, so what will be the distance taken place, what are the frame drops, and how this next step, okay, from the first to the next step, what is the distance and how much gap it should be, all those should be gathered together to form a, the game designer needs to do that. So that is more important. So that's the reason this is the case study of how we are taking. So hope you all understood what is a board game, how it is used, and what all the techniques can be used. Even small things is more needed for the board games, which will be more interested for the viewers to play. So hope you all understood. Thank you.